is your camera's over there, right? Okay.
My camera's been watching me.
Watching me.
Watching the light show.
Is that posting automatically to YouTube or?
Yes, Andy.
Oh, so you don't, fingers never leave the hands. You don't have to do anything, basically.
Yeah.
You just turn it on and it automatically happens.
It automatically happens.
Okay.
I have a bunch of styrofoam or whatever it was, foam core in the car. I don't know where we failed on, you know.
Oh, sorry.
So,
I'm a little wobbly today. I
but
pulled some muscle
hopefully
on the
you can
exercise.
hopefully you can get your money back for that.
No, I can make everything.
Okay.
Oh, I
It's
don't wanna
in
block
the
your-
car, so
I don't want
at
to
the end
block
of the
your
meeting.
camera.
No issue.
You're saying SSD 128. Let me write that down.
Yeah.
I was just doing something. Oh,
The memory is the second thing it goes, and I don't remember what the first thing is.
you don't want your knees in the picture?
Oh, really?
I was watching and I didn't see any of you guys. Must be 128 SSD.
Okay.
That's what I'll do then.
I like the UFP background. UFP.
So we're gonna go to another dimension.
Yes, we are.
I've been intrigued all week wondering what that is. I'm excited to learn. Have you been to the other dimension?
Let's go that way.
I'm not sure how one answers that.
How do you spell mosquito?
MOSQUI.
TTO. That's what it is. Invalid argument for install. Wow. It'd help if I spelled install correctly.
Oh, my name's Art Elsie.
Art Elsie. My name is Mike. This is
Hi, Mike.
Steve.
I'm Leroy still.
Leroy
Hi,
Still.
Leroy. I recognize you.
So
Yeah, I'm the California branch. Yeah.
You're the California branch.
he's our California visitor.
Yeah, I get here twice a year, once in the summer and once over Christmas.
Gotcha.
Well,
First-
not two meetings a year,
Yeah.
two
We've,
periods a
uh,
year.
We've got that up and running. So it's been on since probably around 5 o'clock. Probably before that, we got in here a little early.
I got in here at 5, it was running.
So
Because the lights are on, those little, that means it's running.
We'll watch.
So the ones around the perimeter random?
pretty much, yeah.
It's really kicking into hyperflog.
That's I think it looks pretty good.
Yeah.
If I do say so myself.
Well, you can adjust the speed by just
I
adjusting some delay, I assume, right?
there's two delays in it. But yes, that's pretty much if anybody really had
So
a
it's a
problem.
quick edit.
Was one reason why I decided, I get feedback, see if when we did this a couple weeks ago on a much smaller scale, we had decided that the words itself were too fast and that was probably close to the right speed.
Yeah, the only thing is that first one. I'm always,
Yeah, you don't-
always miss the R. So that could go for a second or so longer.
You mean right after the flash?
Yeah,
Yeah, right after the flash.
or if it blinked.
Maybe you need a longer delay immediately after the flash, before you start the characters.
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep in mind, though, that the majority of your viewers are going to be, on average, somewhat younger than we are.
About a tenth of our age.
Yeah, something in that order. And
Their
they're
eyesight's more acute.
well, no, the reflexes are also a lot faster.
Gotcha.
We had it going
Oh, wow,
significantly
look at that.
faster
Yeah.
before.
It really lit up for a second there. Are you affecting anything?
No, I'm not.
Oh yeah, he's hacking the whole thing.
He's done. I could pretty easily put another small delay in there. So it does. I mean, if you're not looking at it right then, you know.
That's why I think the R was just a little bit longer than all the other ones. It might help. And by the time you realize that the letters are lighting up, you're 3 into it.
Yeah. Well,
At least
it's
two
not
or
supposed to be. You know, the escape rooms themselves are not supposed to be like easy to solve. So.
You know what escape rooms are?
Mhm.
Dungeons and Dragons or,
No. More like Clue.
oh, Clue?
Yeah, it's a puzzle.
Okay,
It's basically if you lock this door and you put a bunch of hid the key somewhere, and you put a bunch of clues in here as to where the key
okay.
to get out actually is.
So it would spell it out or,
Well, it spells out right here, which would be a clue to something.
okay.
Did you ever see Stranger Things? It's in Netflix.
No,
Oh, pretty good series. It's not, I don't know, 8 episodes or something.
okay.
8, 10, something like
That's
that.
something, Netflix Stranger Things?
Yeah.
So I can adjust the speed of that though.
I was just thinking just a extra beat or two between the light flash and the first letter.
Definitely.
On the other hand, as you point out, it's not supposed to be easy. So
If they have to stand there and look at it 2 or 3 times, it's so much the better.
Yeah, you got that point too.
I mean,
It's not like saying eat at Joe's, you know?
Hate it, yeah.
I'm gonna have to put something to refresh the memory. It's starting to get some memory issues.
Really?
Yep.
So have you let this thing run for like a day at this point? To see?
I have not let it run that long. I've let it run several hours before.
Okay. So you've done reasonable burning on it then.
What's the memory issue?
Well, watch every now and then the LED, the A will light up and then it will reset and everything else will.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I haven't seen the A light up.
And the A is the last one in the line.
It's the first one. It's the first one in the line.
There's no A in right here.
So now it's not going to do it. Of course, it's not going to do it when we're. Ray's bought toys too. The A shouldn't light up, and I've caught it a couple of times lighting up, which means there's a memory thing going on. But now it's not doing it, so
What's this supposed to do?
that.
It's almost like the R lights up immediately after. I mean, like the
Yeah,
next.
well, there's no delay.
There's no delay.
There's no delay right now.
Yeah.
There's absolutely none.
So you get the flash and then you get the R.
Yeah, it's kind of getting overpowered in my senses, my old senses. I never get out of that room.
If you had to rely on this light, you'd say no.
What is it?
It's have you seen the Netflix show Stranger Things?
I haven't either.
It's a Stranger Things display.
When they were talking about it, I thought maybe it's a new Ouija board.
Essentially, that's what it
That's what
is.
it is. Yeah.
So it's basically spelling out right here.
Yes,
Right here what?
exactly.
That's the whole point.
That's the whole point.
Still mystery.
So it's a Ouija board?
You know,
Pretty much. It's a
it's a clue how to get out of the room.
Yeah, this lady's son gets transported to the fifth dimension. I guess that's where all the musicians go.
Yeah, the blue-eyed soul.
Yeah, and he communicates with her by flashing Christmas tree lights.
above the alphabet. The library next month, end of the month, they're doing
On some date to
On
be
some date.
determined.
they're doing a Stranger Things
Theme.
escape room theme, and
And that's
Okay.
where the clue is.
this
Right
is
here.
one of the clues.
Okay. So
And we have no idea what right here actually means. That's what they wanted it to say.
Well, it's
Serious.
Actually,
Could be on the other side of the room.
could be.
It's a trick.
It's a trick. Actually, in the show itself, that's one of the messages that the kid says,
Yeah,
Right
he's,
here.
he's right here, and she should run.
and she should run.
Yeah.
They didn't want me to do run though, so.
Walk slow.
Yeah, that's true.
I said I
No
could do
yelling.
run.
Walk slowly, leave.
Run away. So
Well,
I don't. I'm on the fence about putting a delay in there.
yeah, I gotta say that it doesn't make it a lot easier.
Yeah, if you don't want it too easy. Of course,
Yeah.
how you gonna get those 10-year-olds to stop looking at their iPhones to look at that?
it's true.
Well, that's not my problem. They can't figure out how to get out of the room.
So what do you build?
What do I build? I build robots.
Okay.
I actually build design robots.
Suppose we could put a delay in there and see if we like it, or if we don't like it, we can take it back out.
My personal opinion,
Leave it alone.
I would be inclined to leave it alone. But the thing you really want to do is bet it on the client base rather than a bunch of old fogies. Okay.
She
For
seemed
lack
pretty,
of a better term.
she seemed pretty happy with it.
She sure did.
She saw it today.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think we put a bow on it and send it.
Yes.
Just leave it behind, right?
That's what I'm doing. I
Well,
am not taking that back home with me.
Well, that
well, basically, you just got to talk the guy out there and he'll put it away.
Yeah.
you don't have to tote it anywhere. They just have to move it.
Yeah. I think the weak link in this whole process.
It's my brain, or
No, is the order in which they got to plug things in. I think that's going to be the
It's
issue.
gonna
There's
be
an order?
got to
Sure
plug the
is.
lights in first.
Yes.
You got to get the
Yes,
power
the
to
answer is
the to the lights first, and then power the
The
microcontroller.
little sticker says 1 and 2.
I probably could write on the back, plug here first.
How much delay do you need?
I don't know, when I tried both of them at the same time, it didn't like that. I plugged one in and then immediately plugged the other one in, and it
Yeah.
seemed fine.
I've got some 3-position stack switches, the old rotary switches.
Yeah,
And they're no connection to pin 1, connection to pin 2. And it keeps both connections.
well,
So that's something they could just click.
right.
Well, it only has to be plugged in once in the morning, right? Or do you
Once,
have-
one time.
Hey, you'll be here anyway, right?
I told her I probably
How
can
did
be
the
here,
sun get thrown into the other dimension?
so,
I'll have to watch the series.
That's a spoiler alert.
and we could just put a little stickers right on the back of it that says, make sure this is plugged in first.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The only problem with that, Terry, is
That requires somebody to read.
right, you
Follow
gotta-
instructions.
you won't know
Read
how many
instructions.
times I've put instructions on something.
Martha's a pretty
It's like
smart woman. I
wasting
think
time.
she's got it.
Yes.
I am amazed at how frequently I hear something popped up on my screen and I closed it. What should I do?
And I
Probably whatever the little message on your screen told you to do.
Something popped up on my screen and I closed
You're
it.
supposed to pull an answer out of the air after.
I tend to.
wait for it to come back and then read it, take a screenshot, send the screenshot to me.
If it happens again, give me a call before you close it.
Yeah. No, I don't remember what it was.
I don't remember what it said. I'm not a technician. I'm not an engineer.
Yeah, I love
I didn't do anything. It just happened. God.
Smells like laser burn plastic.
You can smell it. You can smell the vine or whatever.
Styrene.
Styrene.
So, what else you guys presenting?
I have
Funny stuff.
a Raspberry Pi based speech synthesizer that I'm controlling using MQTT over the internet.
Cool.
And it looks like you've got a bunch more robots.
I've got one robot that I think you guys saw. I've got an updated version of a compact rover. I got a biped walker and a 4-wheeled Weevil and a rockin' rover. So I'm working on my rockin' rover.
What's a rockin' rover?
There's the Mars Curiosity. The way the wheels are set up for the suspension, the wheels are set up like this, so that the front goes like this,
You've modified how that works.
or like that. Okay. So I modified their design such that it could be lasered. That is my entire intention. Is it has to be laserable because I do lasers. So even with this design, yes, you see it. The wheels are a little bit too far apart. It's a little bit too tall. So I modified this, but this is still a good visual demonstration. So it's called a rocker because if the front wheel needs to go up, and then the middle wheel, and then the back wheel, or if it flat out wants to climb a set of stairs, it's all there. So all this has is so you got all this stuff. It's in the wheel articulation. I think the reason it's called a rocking rover is because the body actually is suspended fully off of one center pin. And there's a center pin over here. It looks just like the Mars Curiosity. So can you pull up an image of Mars Curiosity?
Maybe.
If you go to Google, type in Mars Curiosity, and then click on images.
If I could actually spell. The T on this keyboard does not work.
I click on images and scroll down some more. There's a couple specific pictures that make it nice and easy to.
Oh, I just saw it. There it is. Yeah.
That one.
Yeah, it's a 6-wheel. It's a nice robot. Really nice.
Or
Go ahead and scroll down.
It should be.
Yeah, for as much money as they spend. Yeah. Keep scrolling down. There's a couple of pictures that really they look more like CAD drawings. But you can see how the back two wheels are cantilevered,
Like this one,
pivoted way. Is that the Lego version? Yeah,
maybe.
that's the Lego version.
So this is designed to navigate speed bumps without problem.
Big speed bumps without having major issues, with minimal effect to the body.
Yeah.
But the problem is that the entire body is sitting on two pins.
Yeah.
And the reason it doesn't just go thunk is because this arm, another arm, and then an actual rocker that goes back and forth. So it's not just that it rocks this way, but there is a suspension component rocker.
So the
It goes
body
across the
doesn't
body.
lean too far.
Right. And
You get a little bit of lean, but
So
not
is this
enough.
design open source?
evidently almost everybody is doing 3D printing, Lego style, a whole bunch of stuff. My restrictions, I have to give myself certain restrictions when I'm doing the design work, is that that's a good image. My restriction is the components have to be lasered from a flat plate of polystyrene, and
This is what, a CO2 laser?
it's a CO2. Today's was cut on a 60 watt. But I'll show you some other of the robots that I've built. Start off with ones that he's seen.
Now,
So-
the wheels you purchase, I assume, right?
Yeah, these are purchased. The wheels are just purchased off of what you can buy from eBay for like
Yeah.
$1.50, $2 and something.
Yeah.
Let's say $2.50 for the gearbox, the wheel, and tire. Okay, so you got another $2.50 on this side. So that's one of the robots that I designed last year.
So do you open source your designs?
No.
Well, these are proprietary.
I designed all of these, and I'm not giving away the designs.
No, I'm not saying that. Did you open source them? That's different.
No.
Okay.
So you do this as a job, not just as a tinkerer.
This is my fun stuff. I do this because I'm good at it and I like it.
But at do you build robots for your job?
My job is I sell, import, and distribute laser engraving machines.
Okay,
So
but
that's
this is your
quite a lot.
fun.
This is my fun stuff.
Gotcha.
But if it gets advanced enough, I'm going to turn it into a business.
Now,
So that's why I'm not open
the
source.
differentials there are also commercial products.
All the wheels and tires.
Well, are those little DC motors there that are,
Mhm. That you can get.
are those DC
The
or
rim-
steppers?
They're DC. So
Okay.
you can get the yellow rim, the tire, and the gearbox motor all together for about $2.50 off eBay. So you have basically $10 worth of tires and motors, wheels right there.
So the part that you build is the chassis.
All the black stuff.
All the black stuff, except for the tires.
So this is what I call an up quad, because it's quad, 4 wheels, 4 gearboxes, and
And then that's run by what, an Arduino, or what's the,
Arduino Mega.
okay, and what's the one that's down in the pit there?
It is a motor driver board.
Oh, okay.
So the Arduino is telling the motor driver, 0 to 5 volt command, go forward, go backwards.
What's the current requirement of those motors anyway?
It's relatively low. It's quite low.
But you can't drive it directly off the Mega though.
No. That's why
That's
the Mega is telling the motor board.
The motor driver will handle probably a couple of amps or so,
Yeah.
I guess.
And I
So
think we're like
what do you,
300
Hello, I
million.
am Sally.
Well, what happened,
Sally?
Do you put
Sally?
each side on one channel of the driver and
Yes.
run them in series?
Yeah.
6 volts or
Parallel.
so?
I run the the motors in parallel. So we do
Oh,
a,
so you cannot individually address the motors?
if you use 2 motor driver boards, you could.
Okay,
Each motor driver board runs 2 motors.
I got
Okay,
it.
so you treat these 2 as if it's one motor, and you treat these 2 as if it's one motor.
Oh, okay. All right.
And so
And that, it works really well.
that's what's nice. I was showing you, this is the battery compartment in the back. Fits nicely in the battery either
How long
direction.
is batteries good for anyway?
A AA battery,
Yeah, what are you at?
that's 8 AA batteries in that pack.
And about how long will that run the thing?
I don't know, I haven't really pushed it.
Have you used it an hour or is it 15 minutes or?
Oh, probably.
It's longer than that, but it does start to get low probably after 4 or 5 hours.
Oh, okay, so,
And this is the same Arduino Mega, that this one has. This runs 6 AAA batteries because it's really a compact version. It's the same motor driver in there.
yeah.
That one, the batteries on that one go pretty quick.
How does this one work? I understand the mechanics here. I don't understand the mechanics there.
It's the same.
It's exactly the same.
Yeah, but it's only 2 wheels, so.
Yeah, so it's kind of like an airplane tail dragger. It just skids.
Okay. All right.
It's just a skid wheel.
So if you want this one to turn, you'd have both of these wheels.
Like both these forward and
Yeah,
maybe both these
right.
backwards, or that one's
Just
twice as
like
much
you
as
do
this.
a tank.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a tank skid steer.
And this is basically the same thing. I mean, the sketch that runs on this would run on this with
Very few differences.
almost no
Almost no changes.
So are the
changes.
motors the same on this one?
Yes, exact same motor, same gearbox, same
Same driver.
ratios.
So those are fixed ratio.
They're fixed ratio, but you can turn the amount of speed up and down by adjusting the amount of voltage or
Oh, no, that I
pulse width
understand.
modulation.
But the gearbox is a fixed ratio.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's actually look more like a differential
Like
than a gearbox.
I like
Okay.
that.
Can you get the gearboxes in different ratios?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, you can.
Is it something you pop apart and put your own gears in?
You
or-
probably could.
Actually, you can.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be doing it too often.
Yeah,
These are
They make them at
These are plastic gears, I'm assuming.
yeah,
Yeah.
they make them 1 to 48, 1 to 120, and further and further.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Isn't that
How
pretty cool?
fast will this sucker go?
It depends on the gearbox.
Okay, but the gearbox you got there, if you put it down and,
Walking speed,
okay,
a little bit faster.
A fast walk.
Yeah.
I remember the
It's a fast walker.
one where we had the line on the table and it would zip, zip, zip. And
Yeah.
well,
It really
it took
depends
off.
on if I'm running it at 3 volts, 6 volts, or if I'm modulating it with a 12-volt load. So what this is right here, this is a regulator,
yeah,
so that I can put 12 volts or 14 volts into the whole system. But this is going to regulate me down to 9. That way, when I'm at top battery, I'm running 8 miles per hour. And when I'm running at medium battery, I'm still at 8 miles per hour.
got
That
it.
way, my reactions aren't completely.
That thing's
Crazy.
gotta get pretty warm though, because voltage regulators are notoriously inefficient.
No, it's not analog.
Yeah,
It's
these are analog.
Yeah, that's a buck converter.
Oh,
And-
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're probably 95, 98% efficient.
Yeah, very little heat.
Okay,
That's a
You can put
really
it
neat
up to
design.
like 32, 34 volts into that thing.
I was looking for minimal
You
number of
still won't get
screws. So it's got a hook fasteners. And you like how the battery just can plop right down in there? Battery compartment.
It's just mine.
4 wheels now.
so,
I had it in my hands first.
I have it first.
So you design all this stuff.
so this is polystyrene, you say?
Yes.
From a
High-impact
laser, from a
polystyrene.
printer, 3D printer.
No, from
assume-
laser.
I
Oh, laser.
I
Using a
assume
laser
that you
cutter.
have a
Oh, laser cutter.
Exhaust
Flat sheet.
hood over this
Okay.
when you're lasing it?
It's a fully enclosed laser, so it has an exhaust system, yes. I've been in the laser industry for over 11 years.
Polystyrene, does that smell like that always, or
No.
because when the laser cuts into it?
This stuff was lasered less than an hour ago.
Okay, so the laser creates
It'll
the smell.
vent. It'll vent.
And eventually it'll go away.
How
Yeah.
cool is that? That's a
How hot
walker.
is that laser
This
beam
is
that
the walker?
cuts?
It's a
What
walker.
temperature is that?
Really, really hot.
Yeah, it's really, really, really
This one
You wouldn't want
accidentally
to
got
get
put in my
burnt
bottle.
touch, it wouldn't.
hot.
No.
Isn't that cool?
No, well,
I
yeah.
like that.
This is
I've not seen anything
it's a
quite like that
CO2
before.
laser, so
this is my
depends
Weevil.
on what your, what.
You know what I call
power you
Weevil?
hit This thing with.
Weevils wobble, but they don't fall down.
They don't fall down.
I love to see this thing walk. Is it right? I mean, is it ready to go or?
It needs the controller put on it, and we're working on 3D solid models for instructions right now. So we've got I think 8 out of 10 robots are modeled, and full color with all the circuit boards, with ultrasonic, everything. And you look at a rendered photo or rendered image, and it looks like a photo. It's
Can I
really
turn
Wow.
this
nice.
Okay, so you're rendering it. You're not.
We are fully
you're not doing
rendering.
like the pictures like I did on.
No, we are actually, we're going to highlight and say this one turned red. That's the piece you're putting on. You know, this turned red. That's the piece you're putting on now. That one turned red, and this one you put on now. So we're doing a full 50-page PDF. This is how to assemble this robot.
Now, these are different motors on here, aren't they?
Those are
Those are servos.
Oh, just servo.
Can I turn this over?
Okay. Just don't throw it. I mean, you know.
No, I was concerned something would fall off.
Boy, that's pretty strong right there.
I don't want to damage the table.
That's strong as a
So-
Tonka truck.
So,
Yeah, it's, I mean, except for the antenna.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Here you go. Except for the antenna, that's the one thing that's going to break. But you feel
Pretty
it.
durable. Huh?
how many pieces?
Twist the
in
frame.
How many pieces
Twist
in
it.
this?
Twist it. Yeah, feel how strong it is.
he told me to do something. I did
On this
actually
stuff,
break
the
it.
black plastic. How fast can you?
That was the first one.
Boy, it is strong.
15 millimeters second.
That's strong stuff right there,
Looks
boy.
like
Yeah.
it's going-
Well, you feel that frame, and it's not
solid.
junk.
No.
Looks like it's
These two guys taught me a lot earlier. That when you drop certain robots, they break, and we don't like that.
yes.
No, I don't blame you.
And Ray said break this one, and I did actually break it.
We broke it.
I didn't mean it.
We
I
were
didn't mean it.
doing testing on robots earlier on, and we were making them out of acrylic. And part of our testing was roll them off, slide them right off the end of the desk.
Yeah.
No, I mean seriously, throw them off the end of the desk and see how they hit.
Yeah.
And certain ways they landed, they broke, and we were just like,
Yeah.
"This is dumb."
Hit on
Why-
a corner or something like that.
Yeah.
Or,
So
These-
you were
these
doing
won't
that
break.
with acrylic, and the problem is that
Acrylic's brittle.
it's too friable,
Mhm.
correct, yes.
I see that one.
We actually did break
So if you take
one of
this
these.
and you're doing stuff like
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
okay? The weak part of this design in the body frame is right here.
Yeah,
Okay, you see it flexing a
so
bit.
you might break the motor mount.
Okay, the weak part of my design is that section right there.
Yeah,
The real weak part of this entire design is the shaft. That white plastic shaft is going to break before any of the rest of it.
what is that, Duran or
I don't know. I think it's some form of injection molded acetal.
The cheapest thing they could get in China.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it is.
It's super thin too, because I just used a pair of scissors and cut
Yeah, you
one
cut
end.
through the shaft. And in the case of assembling this, we have to cut off one of the shafts because it's so tight in there.
I
mean,
just
those-
used a pair of scissors.
Those gearboxes are touching the battery container.
I got it.
And up here, the gearbox and the shafts are touching the heat sink on the motor controller. I mean, this is a really tight design.
Is that the one with the original design? It could flip over and still run. It was so tight.
Yes.
That was
Yeah.
that design. Okay.
Yeah.
Not
The-
so much anymore.
Not anymore.
Not anymore,
And we did all this stuff. We're trying to get the communications away from the motor. Same thing here.
It generates a lot of noise, I would assume.
Well, the motor, the magnet, the EMI,
Yeah.
the back EMI.
What's the servo used for?
You can put a paper clip on here and connect it to an ink pen. So the ink pen slides up and down. You can draw on the ground.
So basically, you're just raising and lowering the pen. Okay.
Yep.
How many?
I want to see.
How many
I want to
parts
see that
are?
work.
How many?
I don't know how many parts are in these yet. I haven't fully drawn, and we're working on our bill of materials.
Yeah. So this is a vehicle to advertise your laser cutting, or this is a vehicle to keep you occupied while your wife goes shopping or something.
This is something to keep me occupied between midnight and 4 a.m.
Okay.
Or I'll take a day off of lasers and work on robots. This is so that I don't get pissed off that I work so much on lasers and I got nothing else to do with my life.
I always
So-
thought you take a day off every once in a while from the robots to work on the laser.
Sometimes it happens like that.
So your love is robots.
I started the laser business because I needed a way to cut robots.
Okay.
And then the laser business grew so much that I completely forgot about doing robot toys. And then after the laser stuff it ballooned up so big, I was like, hey, okay, I'm done. And
So
I
you're a
went back
U.S.
to playing with
distributor
robots.
for these lasers?
Yes,
Okay. Locally here in
Middletown. No, it's
It's
20 miles north.
I grew
Just
up.
down the
Oh,
road.
yeah.
Yeah.
They used to have a basketball team back 60 years ago.
I grew up in Middletown.
They
So on a laser that can cut styrene, what's the least cost?
Jerry
Depends
Lucas.
on how slow you're going. If you're willing
Jerry
to go really
Lucas was
slow,
from Middletown.
you can get away with
I
a
remember that.
60 watt
Paul Walker,
small
Jerry
size
Lewis.
frame.
Yeah,
And
I remember that.
6,000
He
dollars.
dated Treva Guy, who and I
That's a
think
lot.
married
Yeah,
her,
that's out of
for
my.
some
who
for hobbies.
went to my high school.
What's your high school?
Columbus North no longer exists.
Okay.
I want to see this one work. He wants to see it work. Make it work. Do it
So
now.
I've got an intern at the shop right now, and he's the son of one of my customers. He drives about 35 miles a day to get to work because it's summer internship. He didn't want to just work at Wendy's. He wanted to work somewhere that
Oh,
has
really?
value. So he's been learning to do some robot design. So I did a challenge. I was like, okay, well, let's build a robot today. And from 9:30 till 5 o'clock, we worked on building one robot. The next day, it's like, okay, let's take similar design components. Let's build another one. So we built that one the second day, and then we made
Which
some
one did you
changes.
build the first day?
It's not here. It's actually I did one right now. I filled my box.
Where are you located in Middletown?
On the backside of the airport, near the river on Hook Drive.
Yeah, I used to live in near Germantown in New Lebanon, so I'm familiar.
Yeah, driving right by there. Where that's Route 4.
Yeah, Route 4.
Okay, so when Route 4 comes into Middletown at the airport,
Yeah.
you turn right on Carmody. Right?
Carmody,
Okay, and then
where the mobile homes and the carryout is.
if you turn left, that would take you into the mobile homes. You turn right, it goes behind the airport.
Near Aranca? Or Aranca?
Aranca's gone. Yeah, well, it's actually on the exact opposite side of the airport.
Okay.
From Aranca.
You know what
But yeah,
that looks like an Ed. What is that?
209.
Ed 209.
There's not enough servos to actually give it good articulation. So this was like a
It's a
futile
it's-
attempt.
it's a cheap Ed 209.
Very cheap. So once we started looking at it, it's like, we need more servos.
Yeah.
But we were trying to do the fewest number of servos, the smallest.
It looks
walking design.
it looks to me like when it's going to actually walk, it's going to
have to do this.
it's probably going to end up hitting.
Basically,
so-
it's got a duck
How do
wall.
you make it turn? Okay.
That's it. It's tough. But some things that we're doing, it's a bit of a challenge. How do you change it from on a push linkage? How do you change it from this direction to the other direction? You have to change it 90 degrees in order to have pieces sliding.
Yeah.
So something like this is actually pretty cool, and it's something I came up with like at 3 o'clock today. So and we haven't seen it anywhere else. So
you're holding a unique engineered piece of polystyrene right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Was that 2 pieces that kind of?
This is 2 pieces.
Put
Yeah.
together?
I'll pop it apart.
Oh, don't.
Okay, so, yeah.
It slides in. Push it a little bit further, and then this will rotate across. The reason it's got the hole there is so I could put an M3 screw in to really lock it in place. But after feeling it, I mean, you take it apart 5 or 6 times.
You had to push really hard to get that out.
Yeah, I mean,
it's pretty secure.
But when you think about what this piece does,
Yeah,
and it's
gonna
rocking
vibration
constantly,
and all
oh yeah,
that.
it's taking a lot of torque.
So you're gonna have to have a screw in there.
A screw. If I don't want to go with a screw, it's going to have some fingernail polish or some other type of glue. And
Oh, you use fingernail polish for glue?
a lot of times, yes, I do.
Do you really?
Okay.
So that bonds to that polystyrene really well.
Bonds to a lot of things really well.
What it does is it fuses the polystyrene.
Yeah,
Oh, it does?
it has
Acetone?
it has acetone in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You could use straight acetone and do the same thing, put a couple of drops on there.
Yeah.
You're basically welding the plastic.
Yeah, it's like a chemical weld.
Yep.
You can also do thermal weld on this stuff too.
We're trying to do things that are a lot easier for the customer.
Yeah.
If these are going to go to a person, and these are actually some pretty nice designs. We're going to start selling them as.
I've never seen anything quite like that.
Isn't that cool though?
Yeah.
You're
We're going
gonna actually start selling the robot?
Have you ever made
to
robots?
put them on eBay, and we've got a couple of other places we want to market them.
Yeah, weren't you
Record
originally
set
planning on
robots.
working with schools?
Schools, students, Micro Center, some other stuff like that. Our next one after this, we're going to do. We're going to take all the motors. Right now, both these motors are pointed towards the back, and the next version is going to have all the motors tipped upward, so that we can get 6 in a row, and get it a little 6-wheeled robot. But I need to finish the Rockin' Rover first.
So you have to make it a little taller in order to get the motors.
Yes, so it's going to have to be a little bit taller. If you notice, which is one of the tricks, we were trying to stay with this type of a front grille.
Yeah.
So this front grille is exactly the same as this front grille. The antennas they might be a touch different, if at all.
So you're going for interchangeable parts.
Well, interchangeable design at least.
Yeah.
But part of the trick on all of these was to use as few of screws as possible. This one uses.
These screws are all self-threading?
No, they're just threaded into pre-tapped standoffs.
Oh, so none of these just go into the plastic?
Nope, not these. There's a couple of them that we did. I pre-tapped the plastic because it's not like acrylic's brittle.
Yeah.
So you can drill and tap this stuff pretty easily.
But now these are pre-tapped standoffs here.
Yes. But
And you just buy those from eBay or someplace or another.
right. This one uses 16 screws. This one uses a total of 8. Okay, so it doesn't have the second level that that one does, but this one also, even with it looking like it's got multiple levels, it still has because of the second level, it has just as many screws as this. You can see from the side, see how it has a Z shape.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got a 35 millimeter standoff there, and it's a 35 millimeter standoff over here, and it uses the hook fastening technique in order to give it that thicker approach. Check that out. Isn't that pretty cool?
And you can get to that screw without taking everything apart.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's all easier, better design. We're getting better and
you
better.
listened, Ray.
We're getting better and better at this.
Wow.
You listened, Ray.
Getting better and better at all of this stuff.
So
man.
if we don't want the top level, we could take that off like
Pretty easy.
super simple.
Yeah.
Without taking the whole damn thing apart.
Yeah.
What torque do these motors generate, you know?
It's not much. It's just toy stuff.
Torque is. I don't think they're.
Take a look.
The question really is, what kind of an angle will the thing go up?
Oh.
I would bet that we could find a torque curve, something to answer your question.
We've had, well, they may have been a different gear ratio though. Jim had one out in his driveway, and he was riding it around in his driveway with no problem.
Yeah.
His driveway's got a slight hill to it, so. All right, it's like 6:18. Anybody want to play with my speech synthesizer thingy? Or do we want to wait till next week and just play with robots?
I don't care what.
Robots are fine with me, it doesn't matter.
I'm flexible. I'll go with whatever the crowd wants.
I brought this in because I wasn't real sure what else was going on anyway. So
This is pretty neat, man.
So this one is not yet functional, is that right, or not?
They're not programmed, and there's no circuit board on them. They're not wired.
Okay.
But as far as body wise, they're ready. That one, they're all the rolling ones are ready. The walker, I got a feeling that once we wire it and decide on what it's going to do and how it's going to move, we'll probably make some changes. Yeah.
that would drive around with missing one wheel.
The Weeble.
Well, till you hit a bump.
So since you guys don't know me so well, what would you expect to pay for some of these robots in the different sizes?
Little robot.
Yeah, we're looking for a cost analysis here.
What's your cost point?
Well, I'm trying to get an idea of what is a fair market value that it should be advertised for on
What's
eBay.
a fair market? I have no clue.
You're in sales, obviously. What's it cost?
No.
Well, how much can you spend?
No, so how much can you spend? No, I'm not in sales. I
We
would
done-
rather design all day long.
Have you done a shred cost on it yet at all? Any kind of shred cost?
What is the value price for this, Steve?
Well-
I had already asked at one point, so I got a response on that, but that's definitely, if it comes as a kit with the motors and wheels.
Motors, wheels, and the red motor driver, but it will not come with the Arduino.
I don't know what the motor driver costs.
What about a voltage regulator?
It'll come with a regulator. It's only $1 or so more.
You said with the wheels and the,
35 is certainly reasonable, and if it was payday, I'd go 45.
The motor driver that's on there, they're about $3.
How much?
They're about
Motor
$3.
drivers?
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
they're
That's cheaper than I thought.
inexpensive.
The
But-
only
but-
motor drivers I've ever bought, Wicked Devices has one. It's a 6-motor driver that fits on an Arduino.
Okay.
$52 or
Well,
something.
That motor driver only does
Yeah.
2. It's a L298 base driver.
Right.
It's a good driver.
Yeah.
I use it
It's actually an
in
audio.
it probably is. I use it in like 90% of the robots that I have.
Including the battery you know, 8-cell battery, the motor driver, motors, wheels, and the voltage regulator, and the frame.
So you're not going to include an Arduino anymore?
You can get a standard Arduino now for $5. The megas are like.
My laser time and material, I'm looking at $35 without the mega. Okay.
What was the motor driver?
It's a little.
No, how much was the cost of the motor driver?
If you buy them individually, they're $2.50, $3 a piece.
Well, what were you saying earlier about 30 or 50 bucks or something?
That was
Wicked.
what would be willing to, oh, yeah, I've got a motor driver from Wicked Devices, but it drives like 6 motors or 3 steppers. It's a nice little board, but.
And how
it was
much did that
expensive.
cost?
It was just over 50.
But you're talking about a $2 motor driver here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, mine
Yeah.
has current, sense, and
Yeah,
This does not. This will do forwards, backwards. You know, 1 stepper motor or 2 DC motors like this.
this is a good cheap motor driver.
Yeah.
drives.
So you're
2
saying the
amps
bill of
continuous
materials
or
is
something at
approximately
3,
35 bucks?
Yes.
$69.95. Can you sell some play for the people that want to talk you down?
I would say the typical marketing guy is going to try and sell it for 150 bucks.
For one of those?
Yeah, right, as a kit.
You're gonna get
Not for, I wouldn't
Would they
I
be
wouldn't
sitting
think
on
you
the
could
shelf
get
at
100 for that.
150?
Maybe for that.
With Arduino and a Wi-Fi and a Bluetooth, this should be about 85 bucks.
Yeah, that's
Should sell for about 85. That one,
that one's a unique design.
$5 less. It's all the same pieces,
But here's
ultrasonic included.
here's where you've got something unique in the design on this one. Everybody's doing stuff like that and that. This is a unique design. I think you could actually charge a little bit
I've seen
more.
some a little close, you know, but nobody has anything that is really this durable,
Well,
multi-capable, you know.
All right.
Cool design.
you know, I've been buying a bunch of these and whatever. I've not seen one like this. This is a unique design. I like it. I would actually pay a little bit more. If it wasn't me, I would pay more. I'm cheap.
I'm cheap bastard.
But at the same time, that other company that's using the styrene, I forget who they are. They start with an A.
Activotics,
That's them.
they're using ABS, not using Siren.
They only give you the wheels and the motors, but their kits are right around the $20, $25, maybe $30.
30. Yeah.
Yeah, there was one. It was just like a single plate with wheels. That was really. I mean, it was broke taking out
What's
of
the
the box.
charge rate per hour on the laser for your bill of material, 35 buck bill of material price?
I'm looking at $1 a minute.
And about how many minutes does it take to cut these parts?
Yeah, like 17 minutes, 15 minutes, 10 to 12. I didn't do this one, so I don't know. This one takes 28 minutes total because it's two sections.
Is this the kind of thing where you can cut multiple parts at the same time, or do you have to cut these one at a time?
Multiple robots or multiple what?
In other words, can you take a stack of layers of the?
Oh, no, you're doing one sheet at a time.
One
one
sheet
sheet.
at a time. That's what
If you
it
stack
was.
it, it turns into 1 thick piece.
They fuse
Yeah.
together at the edges?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've never put this one together before.
Of course, my question is, what if someone's already got the motors and the wheels and the drivers?
Then they have another set of motors and wheels and drivers. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna sell just the black section.
You're not gonna sell me just the black section?
No.
Okay, so-
Now you're like, you, okay. It's like, oh, it's me, Ray, come on.
So, next question. So I buy one of these kits, I put it together, and my kid decides to,
To smash it, now you need parts.
now I need parts. I don't need the whole thing. Or is this like Apple, where, you
Send
know,
it back with
you
some
want
new
one that's 64 gigs versus 32 gigs, throw it out and buy a new one, right? In other words, what do you do about?
I'll
broken-
bet that in the long run, we'll probably keep bins with parts in them.
Yeah,
That way,
$5-10 a piece.
and they'll be more expensive, but there won't be the cost of a full kit.
yeah.
But
Now, on these, have you taken the time to put in the part number and the,
we're working on
reference
bill of
number?
materials after we do the
that'll-
solid models.
but that'll increase your time.
For what?
They have it, as you're cutting it, they have a shift down to a lower
Oh,
and
no.
then right on it.
No, we're not putting part numbers on everyone. We'll put the part numbers in the like an exploded view.
Yeah.
Bill of materials in the back of the like the last couple pages of the assembly instruction.
So you're not going to imprint part numbers on the individual parts or serialize the parts or anything like that?
We have enough time and cost involved in other stuff.
Yeah, 'cause I thought your time was a little bit, the cost was a little bit short. I was wondering if you were putting the
This
part numbers.
I did this
on
one today, and this one there's a large section, then there's another large section, so I had to do it twice, and the total ends up being like 26, 27 minutes. But I haven't tried to optimize it, and that's just doing it on a 60-watt laser. So if I bump that over to the 80, we'll be able to cut that down.
Yeah, but you just increased your cost, your power consumption by about 30%.
Yeah, but trying to hit $1 a minute is that's the target for most of my customers. So part of being in business with a laser is I'm going to prove that hey, this is the laser is a money making business. So we show that off too.
So you're selling naked lasers or laser systems?
A complete laser system without a computer. You throw on a laptop and you've got a manufacturing system.
Okay. So that includes the laser plus whatever manipulation system you have to draw the patterns and so forth.
Well, your design software could be free CAD from
Oh, no,
anywhere.
that I understand. I was talking about the pentography.
The laser machines that I sell, it's an entire machine system. It's the flying optics, enclosed machine,
Okay.
power supply, laser source, the whole deal.
And these are all CO2.
Or
Water cooled?
DC glass, water cooled.
G-code or something?
No, it's just DXF drawings. You bring it into the artwork and
Okay.
you move it around and there you go. Yeah, so like, there's no way I would even try to do that as G-code. It's a clock spring. Trying to do that as G-code, that's just crazy for me, right there. Same way with, that's another, it's basically the servo horn that is flexible.
Yeah, compliant.
It's flexible.
Now, are you planning on selling these as kits or pre-assembled?
The website currently has both. So as a kit is what I would much prefer. Pre-assembled would be like more expensive, a lot more expensive. But mainly it would be,
A good $30.
yeah, mainly
At
it's
least.
just basically going to be a Ziploc bag full of parts. Then you'll get, you would get screws
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So, and then
And those you're just reselling, basically.
We're not manufacturing those. I buy them by 10,000. I use a lot of standoffs.
That's a lot. How long does it take you to go through?
I haven't gone through my first 10,000 yet. So it's been almost a year. But yeah, I have good quantities of that stuff. Yeah.
So are they available as kits yet?
No, it's going to be a couple more weeks. Probably about another month and a half.
I'm interested in
The
the
unique one.
Weeble. No, the Weeble.
Yeah,
So which one is the Weevil?
That would be the one that everybody wants.
That would not have expected.
Because of its uniqueness, you'd pay a little extra.
I think it's a unique.
He says
robot.
that now. And then he's like, "Hey Ray, if I come over and help you, can I get one of those for free?"
So what's the name of your company?
The laser business is Rabbit Laser, and the robot business is Rabbit Robot.
Rabbit Robot.
And the property management company is called The Hutch, which is where rabbits live. And,
So this is Rabbit, not Rapid, okay.
Rabbit, yeah, little bunnies.
Oh, the rabbit.
And Ray knows me well because he knows I won't really shell money out.
I know that Leroy has bought plenty of little cheap robots and broken them.
Every last stinking one.
And yeah, that is a big deal because we don't want to break our robots.
Yes, but we're
So
talking about
he
$9
is
and
your-
$10 robots.
If you can survive him, then you gotta
So
go.
Yeah.
it seems to me an obvious extension of this market, not that you need to extend it at this point, would be drones or something in that order.
I don't want to do flying drones. There's a market cost there's legal issues.
So you're
And
talking
not to
about-
mention everybody else and their mom wants to do a drone.
So
So
you're talking about the liability costs, basically.
There's some there, yeah. But my focus has been education for people that are wanting to do robotics. About a year and a half ago, I joined this club.
Tech and all that
It's
stuff.
probably
talk
been
to
longer
people.
than that.
I
Ray.
will. About a year and a half or so ago, I started attending here, and
No, it's been more than that.
It's
Two
been longer.
years.
I was gone for a year and a half.
something like that. I came to the club meetings and I found out that not very many of us actually had robots, and it was disheartening. And I wanted to converse with people that actually had robots. So I went out and I started to design some stuff that all of us could afford and to play with. And when you look at it the same way, high school students, they want to learn about robotics, but they don't have the money. Or the school is spending money on Vex robotics, and it's just so expensive. So, and then at night, at the weekends, the students aren't allowed to take the robotics home.
Yeah.
At the end of the semester, they don't own them.
Yeah.
Because they're too stupid expensive. So if I can fill that gap where
You get your niche.
every student can own this robot at the end of the semester, take it home.
and
Yeah,
Trying to destroy it like him.
yeah.
I don't actually try. Most of the robots that have been destroyed were made out of plastic.
Okay.
And we did not try to destroy them. They just sort of.
Self-destructive?
With use and vibration.
Well, one of them, I think, we handed it off and it slipped out of somebody's hands.
Well,
and
I'm
it-
sorry, but I didn't know you were handing
Okay.
it to me.
So the one that
I'm blaming you.
was it fully assembled? It had the wheels on it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Okay, so
It just shattered.
I just put 4 screws into this. I didn't even tighten them in that much. Okay, but that's a basic frame.
Pretty.
So
It's not bad.
the design that I'm aiming for and would certainly buy, I want one that's big enough to hold one of the, I guess it's a 6-cell standard RC car battery.
Traxxas?
Yeah.
Okay. When I was designing this one, I thought about doing that. The problem that I was like, well, balance.
Yeah.
And I put two sections of batteries in this, and it all depends on who wants to do it and if they want to do that full length. But it does balance itself out because it is teetering right there. We do have some other robots that 6 cell section would slide all the way through.
Okay.
But you need to be a little bit picky about what battery styles, what size you get.
I think the standard is those things be C-cells.
And usually he's
Plus
got
that much
something
for
on
the
the
wiring
sides here
connections
for
and stuff.
the
Yeah.
speed controllers.
On all of these, you know, wherever the battery goes through, there's always space for extra wiring. On this one, there's notches on the end to make sure the wires can come out for whatever the connector is. But you know, when these guys were handing it back and forth, they were something like this, right? Here. Okay.
Oh, you just knocked something off.
I don't know, it was the servo opening. So it was like, here. Oh no, I dropped it. You know, in this case, I'm slamming the thing down.
Yeah, we didn't even do that, and it just
No.
it destroyed.
You did this to my car.
It shattered in many.
He had tears in his eyes.
Was that one?
I was a little upset about it.
It was acrylic.
It was all right.
Okay, yeah,
It was just
Plexiglass
plastic.
is a brand name.
right.
Okay.
But the
They make
plexiglass is
acrylic.
right?
No, plexiglass can be acrylic or plexiglass can be polycarbonate.
Okay.
Polycarbonate is like that indestructible,
Yeah.
non-laserable.
Oh, really?
Oh, you
Too clear?
can't use a laser on polycarbonate?
Even though it looks clear, acrylic and polycarbonate look very similar. But when you cut acrylic, the edge comes out gloss, pretty nice.
Yeah.
Polycarbonate's when they weave it.
No, it's just a different chemical composition. And when you laser it, it comes off with like yellow, brown, black gas, and it flares a lot and burns the
Oh.
edges. It's pretty nasty.
You need a bigger laser.
No,
Wait, quick.
it doesn't matter if you cut it faster, cut it with more power. It's still nasty.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that'd
Um,
be particularly true with the CO2 laser.
So I was gonna put this together while you guys were talking about other stuff.
Oh well, it's too late. I done put away all my stuff.
So
They have to tap dance a few more minutes.
How are we running on time anyway?
It's 20 till. We're still good.
We're still good.
um,
We're still doing the
So-
business, so they kick you out at the,
At 7.
pretty much, yeah.
When's your next big shipment coming in? We'll come over and help unload the truck.
something about falling off the back of this thing.
Yeah,
Oh, this accidentally just sort of fell into my bag.
we'll help you unload. That's how I got one a couple of years ago.
Well,
That's how I've gotten a couple of them, was going over to help. So I said Ray knows me too well.
Yeah.
He knows I would pay
Jim,
for it if I
Jim's still
really
in
had
charge
to.
here, isn't he?
Yes,
Jim's
Jim's still in
okay.
charge.
Um,
Yes, Jim's still in charge.
Jim and I funded giving away 20 or so robots. And we did, there's one that's a little bigger than this.
Yeah.
It's called a Biddy Rover. We built a bunch of those and
Sold them at cost.
less than
cost.
Thanks, I don't think I got that one free. Oh, I paid for everything.
It was damn cheap, but it wasn't free. When Jim and I talked about it, how much to charge, and that was one of the things that, hey, if we give them away, people don't care. I think in the past 3 months, we've given away 2 or 3, and those people, they just didn't respect the gift very much. So it is what it is, though.
So your plan is to sell these into the schools?
High schools would be good. Some college stuff would be pretty good too.
Well, some of your literature, I teach at San Jose City College in Northern California.
Okay. Are you just visiting here?
I have a home in Milford.
I'll be going to Milford this weekend.
My niece lives in San Bruno.
Uh,
That's pretty close to San Jose.
Yeah, I think it's north of San Jose.
That's
It's on the peninsula.
Dun, dun, dun.
so you
sorry.
got a home in, but you, your main
I
residence.
put all the stuff away so we
I
can
have,
play
I have a
robots.
home in Northern California, and I have a home in.
We can do speech synthesizer junk.
Some weekend when Ray's not here.
We can do speech synthesizer junk next week.
Yeah. Sorry guys, I travel so much. I don't get to come here as much as I'd like to.
It was more of a
San Jose
it was
is
more of an
40
MQTT
minutes
demo than it was a
from
speech
San Francisco.
synthesizer demo.
It's about 35 miles as crow flies.
Okay.
It's
If we
actually,
had a
when
moment, I'd
people
take
talk
a
about Silicon Valley,
chance to
San
see how those
Jose
screws
is
fit.
closer to the
Right
epicenter of
there.
Silicon Valley than San Francisco is. Most Northern Californians
So I've got to drop this for somewhere.
San Francisco.
This looks like something from
Silicon Valley's in San Francisco, which is.
what's that show?
Nothing could be.
1980
further
show.
from the truth.
Gotcha.
Star,
When they talked about Steve Wozniak.
maybe Battlestar
San Jose.
Galactica.
Well, he lives in Los Gatos.
All I know about San Jose.
I didn't watch
is
too
that
much of Battlestar
it's always
Galactica.
been- supposed to have
Well,
one of the most
It's traveling on
food
the 80s.
varieties,
Mm.
restaurants, a fusion.
Maybe-
I was leaving home on Monday and coming home Friday, maybe.
Well, it's
Galac-
very
Galactica,
eclectic,
yeah.
population.
They had like a transport thing, but maybe that's not what I'm
San Jose
thinking
is
of.
actually
Back
the
behind there?
largest city in Northern California.
Oh, is it really?
Because
Yeah, it's about 25%
It'd have
larger
to
than
fit.
San
Yeah,
Francisco.
Francisco.
the rock
See,
in
you
here.
would think that if you lived out.
Well, the point is that you listen to the local media and they're ignorant. So
Yeah,
what
they
do you
screw,
expect?
they skew you.
And San Francisco
So
Chamber
could,
of Commerce was very good at promoting their tourist
Maybe-
trade. So
Gotcha.
One or two spacers. I don't know yet.
I live and work and run my businesses and so forth and so on. In the San Jose area, greater San Jose area. I get to
This
San
one.
Francisco maybe once or twice a year.
Gotcha.
I still picked up the wrong one. This one. Because it's got the opening for the motor, and then this one, so it spaces out.
Like the guy
You
that I go.
couple
to
more
Hawaii,
spacers
they lived there
and
since 2003.
the outer plate.
Sunnyvale.
Okay.
He
And
used to work in
this
San Jose because he's an IT
outer
guy.
plate
He lives here now.
provides
And he
the
was a big San
stability
Jose Sharks fan.
so that this thing doesn't
Yeah.
wobble this direction.
Yeah, my younger
Stability
daughter,
there.
well, actually both my
Uh,
daughters are San Jose Sharks.
I cut so many extras of those.
Yeah, I've lived there since 1979.
Oh, have you?
The problem is I only had 25 millimeter standoffs.
So that.
I need to have like 15.
There's a lot of land.
Otherwise, it
you know,
just sticks
'cause
out
the
there
hill
very far.
geography, land is scarce. That's what
Um,
drives the price.
I need to get shorter standoffs.
Well, yeah,
It's all built
I have to
up.
cut these
and
down for testing.
yeah,
Do you think that we'll be able to climb steps when it's done?
Yeah, it's,
You mentioned stairs.
well, one reason he moved here, so the cost for that.
This
Never get ahead,
scale-
so they moved here.
A little bit. The
yeah.
thing that I got limited by was these are my standard wheels.
Mhm.
And
My
the people that were talking about, this the
younger
rocker
daughter
technique
came out
is
here.
able to climb stairs. I mean, literally, it goes up to a stair and it does,
She met her
this
boyfriend.
technique goes up.
to,
that pushes this direction, this goes up and it
University of
climbs the
Cincinnati.
stair.
Okay.
They literally do.
and she-
He wanted
And
to
it's
use
pretty
it.
neat.
Yeah.
But when you rescale the entire robot,
when they
in order for the
started
wheels look
looking
like they're
at
making more
setting up
sense.
a household, they looked at the price of
Because a
housing
normal
in
step is 9 inches.
San Francisco.
this one is,
Bay area,
this one's a bit
for
smaller.
about 30
Okay.
seconds.
It's 20 millimeters closer this
Came to the
direction and it's
conclusion that,
like 30 millimeters
they could
shorter.
never
So
own a home in
where
Northern California.
this iteration has smaller wheels, it will have a nice
I don't think,
flowing motion,
I don't
Mhm.
think.
but it will not be able to climb
David
an 8 or
will
9
own
inch
a home
stair.
either. They don't own
And I
either.
think the stairs have a
Our one son just.
7.5
Dakota.
up to 9 inches.
The other
Yeah.
one's
I think it's the
24,
limit.
so that's one reason
But,
we moved here.
I mean,
'cause
being able to go over top of, you know,
we could never
2x4s
get
for
ahead.
laying down, pretty easy.
We're all
A 2x4 that's straight up, if the 2x4 is not by itself, it'll be able to go up it, but if it goes over the 2x4, it gets locked in here.
Be in the probably
Yeah.
upper
I can see that.
5% of technical
But
performance.
still, you know,
You aren't,
this was a
You don't-
little bit too big, I felt.
you're not a
You
player.
could
Yeah.
Donnie does,
probably
that's what he said.
alleviate that some by instead of having a 90-degree on the front.
He's a database administrator.
This is my prototype.
Yeah.
So I'm
But it's
gonna
still the single ply.
put this
you know,
together, build with it, practice with it,
the,
and see how it turns out.
He basically said, I'm
But
a dime
it's
a
a
dozen
fun
down the road.
project.
You know, here's what they pay. You can't
Actual
make it
design
fine.
time,
It's a tough
probably
man.
10 hours on this so far.
But they
Design
recruit
time?
from all over the world.
Oh, yeah.
Total,
They,
9 hours.
Best and
Design
brightest.
time, total,
That's
9
nice.
hours on this.
Really?
Yeah. I'm pretty good.
And they have a different-
Design time on this one?
No.
Oh, gosh.
Forever,
75 hours?
forever and a day.
That was in LA.
Once you learn a bunch of the stuff, though,
We
designing
made
it.
so many design changes, you're learning about this now.
Yeah, that's.
So once you've got these techniques, like, okay, hey, let's throw on another technique. You know, let's hook stuff together instead of using a
In
screw.
the army.
Yeah.
And, you know, then you throw on the next technique. And it gets a whole lot easier later.
It's
fun.
different.
Yeah,
Whole
doing
different.
something like this, I had no idea.
I got relatives
how I was
that
gonna go
live in
ahead and make
northern
this
and
turn.
southern. It's like a different.
And I had somewhat of an epiphany right after lunch. I was like, I'm gonna write this down.
Then they went out one
And somebody else asked me, hey, Ray, come look at this. I'm like, no, I'm gonna draw this out before I lose
Talk
my
about
idea.
that periodically, but it's not,
Yeah. So,
it's not gonna happen, so.
you know, just interested in all this
Get
stuff.
out of
Yeah.
New York
I know at the
City,
time I
all that
was
happened.
working on
Talk about
instructions
that here
and
out.
taking pictures and, you know, PDF that thing. I threw up my hand because 2 days after I'd get the parts, they'd be obsolete.
Everything's different.
Everything's
It
different.
all changed
I had
again.
pictures, and they all changed again, you know. I finally threw my hands up.
Yeah. And he was like, you did what again?
The motors
So-
and wheels never changed. Those pictures are still good, but all the other things.
But now we're doing, everything is a 3D solid model using Fusion 360.
Yeah.
Autodesk Fusion 360. And building the first model, and we did the, it's a really low rover. Doing that one probably took 3 days. Now we're able to take the DXF drawings from where I designed these, and Nick is able to add up a 3D model in about 5 hours. So at that point, you've got the Arduino, the controller, the switches, everything, and it's ready to produce what looks like a photorealistic
And
image.
actually, then
Nice.
your instructions can be animated then.
Well,
You're a step away.
almost.
Sort of, yeah.
You're a step away
Almost.
already.
If I were doing it all online, say, hey, you know, look at this, videos could definitely be animated.
Yeah.
But to show it on a PDF, it is so much nicer. You can say, okay, well, here's the red section. This is what you're adding. Here's the next piece. This is what you're adding. You know, do this in, you know, step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 50. And, you know, to simplify every step, you know, because just like I did here, I should have put these side pieces on before I did anything else. But now,
You learn that just trying to build it yourself. That's how I wrote my instructions. I tried to build one.
Yeah.
You know.
but my wife knows that this was my original passion, and if I didn't get back to this, I was gonna rack my brain doing something else or find a girlfriend or something. I don't know. So she decided to let me play with robots.
It's a lot less expensive than girlfriends.
Robots are less expensive.
It's a lot less expensive than robots, than girlfriends.
Or something like that.